High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And welcome to the inaugural game of the 2022 school year. We've got the South Fremont Cougars taking on the Timberlake Tigers up here live in Spirit Lake, Idaho tonight for tonight's ball game. I got myself, Ryan Skaggs, and Brandon Fury in the booth with me this year. He's going to be joining me as a color commentator with me. And you may remember Brandon from his prowess as a Lakeland quarterback from years past. Well, not too far along, but fairly recently. So he's going to be joining me in the booth this year for football, and looking forward to having him join me, and looking forward to another awesome season of high school football as we ended last year in the state championship game. Sandpoint lost to Skyline, and that was the team from the north that showed up, and so we're looking for a competitive season this year. And I believe we are about to actually have the national anthem, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll break down this game, get the starting lineups for you, and the opening kickoff coming up right here on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own.
And we are finally live at Timberlake High School after some internet issues. I'm Ryan Skaggs here for play-by-play tonight's game, joined by Brandon Fury. We've got Timberlake taking on South Fremont, the Cougars out of St. Anthony, as we both traded punts on the first two drives between teams, as Timberlake's got the ball at the 35-yard line on their side of the field. They're going to hand off crisscross action there, and going over the right side for a gain of a couple, I believe is that rush would be number 30, Kenny Wells on the carry for the Tigers. And number 66, Max Clark, in on the stop the middle linebacker for the Cougars. And we are a second down and 8 yards to go now. So kind of a pistol formation. Run heavy offenses by both teams as we expect tonight's game. This could go pretty quickly. As play action pass and pass over the top to Oliveri goes incomplete. Looking to maybe catch the Cougars napping there in the secondary, and ball falls to the turf. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Been a slow offensive night for the both of them so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's both first game of the year for the Tigers, second game for the Cougars out of St. Anthony, the South Fremont Cougars. They won their game last week. They played Wood River and beat them pretty handily in that ball game. So we'll see. You know, one team's got a game under their belt. Timberlake coming in, trying to get their offensive moving here. 3rd down and long. And snap goes back to pass. Going to swing it out there to Oliveri in the flat on the left side. Dodges 1 tackle and gets close to the 40-yard line. A gain of maybe 2 on the pass. That may have been a lateral, so that could actually go as a rush.
Yeah, it looked a little bit behind the line of scrimmage there.
And Cole Medinger, the quarterback for the Tigers, and it's going to be 4th down and 5, so it looks like the Tigers will be punting here.
That'll be our 3rd 3 and out of the game as well. Hopefully these offense will pick it up here soon. Get a little bit of jitters out of the Timberlake Tigers.
Yeah, I don't want to say don't have a flow build yet, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing so far is that they just haven't gotten the flow of the game. It's with punt, nice punt there, down around the 15-yard, close to the 15-yard line, fielded by the Cougars. That's going to be number 3, Preston Stoddard bringing it back, and he's going to get run out of bounds about just close to the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 39 of the Cougars.
That's the second good return of the game. He's looking like a good returner out there for the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, and he's got some prowess to him and some speed. I know that he played a lot last year, and so he's getting some touches and sees a lot of time in the backfield for this ball club as well. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game as we're kind of getting the jitters out to our first game of the season, this 2022 season. And got a new guy in the booth with me. Last year I was running pretty much solo until the state championship game. So, you know, we had Craig Shaver with me for a couple games, but we got Brandon. I don't want to say signed a contract, but he's with us for the whole season. So, barring any injuries, but we've got him with us as we wait for the ball to be set into play as the quarterback's going to come under center. 1st down and 10, ball spotted at they had a penalty there, so took him back 5 yards. So the quarterback's going to roll play action. It's swarmed under and sacked. Big loss there on 1st down. That's going to be a loss of about 6 or 7. The sack on Bryce Johnson, the quarterback, and they had number 71, Jeremy Holbert, in there on the right side, and that would be number 22, Hunter Hobbs, on the reception. And 30 seconds left here in the first quarter of play.
Timberlake's looking very blitz heavy tonight. That's for sure. They're definitely loading the blocks, trying to slow down the runs out there for South Fremont.
You know, you and I are both very familiar with this Timberlake team. I either coached against them for numerous years or you played against them for 4 years, but they're not afraid to pin their ears back and go at it on defense and wreak some havoc in the backfield. As the quarterback Johnson in the pistol formation, he's going to drop back to pass, 3rd and long. He throws over on the left side, and it's going to fall incomplete. Intended for Colby Clark, and he was defended by Hunter Higgins out there. And that would have been probably another 7 or 8 yards short of the 1st down if that had been completed. So it's going to be 4th down, another punt.
Good stand there by the Timberlake's defense. Great defense from the corners out there. Did a little crossing pattern. Did not confuse them, which is nice to see on the first night of football for them.
Usually you get those guys kind of lost and they're asking for directions from the sideline. So nice punt there on the way. It's going to be fair caught right around the 39-yard line. So flip the field. That was Oliveri on the reception of the punt. And got a little break in the action. Want to thank you for joining us. This is an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of North Idaho Game Night, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and Valley-Wide Cooperative. Going to be a great game tonight. I think, you know, both these teams, we talked about them getting kind of the feel of the game. It's different. You've been practicing in the heat. It's been hot the last few weeks up here. Who's going to get the flow of the game and the motion kind of going? And it's you know, kind of getting the jitters out. And then you don't be afraid to see the scoreboard.
Fumble.
Yeah, we got a fumble on the play there as they tried to go on the crisscross. And Timberlake was lucky to fall on it, but a loss of 5 on the play. But, yeah, we talked about kind of getting your legs under you. It's like almost, you know, the newborn calf trying to walk. So, especially after last year, they got a new quarterback. They got a couple new running backs. They got a whole bunch of guys. They're lined by committee. They're going to play as many as 7 linemen in this game. So, should be interesting to see how, you know, things work out for this Timberlake ball club as they're looking at 2nd down at 15. So Mettinger in the pistol. He's going to drop back to pass. And almost intercepted. He threw it right in the breadbasket of Preston Stoddard. And ball falls incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down at 15.
Had a little mix-up there between the receivers and the route. Looked like they both ran. One ran a 5-yard out, one ran a 5-yard in, ran right into each other.
He was throwing a 5-yard hitch. Yeah, a little bit, like we said, a little discombobulation here in game 1. So they're trying to figure things out as Oliveri heads over to the sideline, and he's talking to Coach Amos over there.
Both defenses looking really good to start the game.
You know, both these programs have a history of landing in the playoffs. Last year, South Fremont beat Kellogg, but, you know, they're kind of a new-look team with a whole new offense. Swing pass out to the right side, out of the flat, across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. That was number 33, Vaughn Higgins, out of the backfield, and gain of about 11 on the play, 12 on the play, but it's still going to be short. It's going to be 4th down and about 3 to go. I'm surprised if the way the defense has been playing, if they don't go for it here. We'll see, but I see Mettinger still in the huddle, so we'll see what happens.
Looks like they're going to go for it here.
So they are. They're in the pistol. Mettinger back behind center. He's got 2 backs to the backfield with him. Maybe see if they can draw him off sides. They did get the guy to come across in the neutral zone, but he jumped back, handoff. And quarterback keeper right up the middle. And he's going to be just shy of the 50, which was the line to gain. And I believe that's going to be a turnover on downs. Waiting on the spot here. I think he's going to be a good half-yard short. And he is. Don't lose that coach's eye, right?
See, our game's 4th, 3 and out of the game. Both offenses kind of sputtering here. Hopefully we see it pick it up. They're both run heavy. Seen them struggling in the passing game. We see both teams loading the box. So see what coach can dial something up for us first.
You know, home run hitter, maybe a little trick play. Maybe first one, the team to draw first blood might have the puncher's chance in this ball game because the way these defenses are playing. Beautiful night for football, too. Holy, I love this setting, man. You get the hillside in the background and nice sunset. It's gorgeous up here.
Hard to beat up here, that's for sure.
Big kid, Johnson, the quarterback, out in the pistol. He's going to keep it. He's going to run over the right side. He's brought down in the backfield. Loss of maybe a half yard on the play. That was a great play by the left defensive end. That was Joel Possinger on the tackle.
Timberlake's held him to 3 total yards of offense so far.
It's a defensive battle in this one. This is a 3A battle. You know, this is a game that you would expect to see maybe in the first or second round of the playoffs, the history behind both these teams. So, you know, last year they played each other game 1, so there was kind of a trade-off home-and-home series. So, you know, the Cougars made the trip up from St. Anthony to come up here to Spirit Lake. As Johnson's in the pistol, a little motion going across. And then we got a flag on the play. I think we have the left guard jump.
Not what you want to see here early in the game. Struggling offense, get some penalties, really bring it back. Almost put you in a forcing pass situation here on 2nd down.
You know, South Fremont's got a stable of solid running backs, too, between, you know, Simmons and Whitmore and Hobbs. I mean, there's some kids in that backfield that can carry the ball. So we'll see if they can get something moving offensively. They got to be able to get some yardage going. Negative play there, so it'll be 2nd down, close to 15 yards. Johnson back to pass. The lefty throws across the middle. Has a man right down the center of the field. And that's a big completion. That's going to go for a touchdown. Preston Stoddard, no flags on the play. And that was 56 yards on the play.
Great ball there. Great route. Perfectly on time. Led to a touchdown. That's the play we were looking for. Got him on a bunch of crossers. Timberlake got confused this time.
Then they sent the guy right down the seam. Yeah, that was a great call. Great play call. So first blood drawn by the Cougars. They get the touchdown there. And waiting the point after. So Bryce Johnson to Preston Stoddard. And the kick. And I believe that hit one of the kids in the head. That was Colby Clark, the kicker, and no good. So we stand 6-0 is where we're at. We're going to take a quick 30-second commercial break. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. how to dream big, and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
And we're back, 6-0 the lead for South Fremont. They drew first blood on the Tigers on the 54-yard pass play. I believe that was 55 yards on the completion for the touchdown from Johnson to Stoddard. And so we're waiting the both teams to get back on the field. So we talked about who was going to kind of find the rhythm here early as both teams were sputtering and had traded 3 and outs on 3 possessions each. And finally, South Fremont was able to get the touchdown.
I think we've seen that, early season on defense when they run those crossing patterns. Sometimes you get a little confused in the coverage. Could be running a cover 3. Both got confused, went with the same guy. And with the way Timberlake plays defense, don't really have that safety help in the middle of the field. So easy ball, great catch, and a touchdown.
Yeah, they had 8 in the box, and they were playing run heavy, and catch them sleeping in the backs on the backside, getting that seam route right down the middle on that post pattern. That was a great find by the quarterback and a dime of a throw.
Couldn't put on him any better, to be honest with you.
He just reached up in stride, caught it, and ran in. Only guy he had to beat was the official. So he almost ran into the back judge. So we got the ball teed up. We're about ready to kick things off here. With 2:47 left here in the first quarter of play, is a short kick. It's going to be fielded. And finally scooped right around the 20-yard line. That's Oliveri. He's over the left side, dodges one tackler, and he gets across the 30 to 31. And that's where we're going to start.
Interesting to see what Timberlake draws up here. Done a lot of running plays. Had to mix in some pass with long distances. I know they like to stay and run early and keep running. Hopefully they can get some positive yards to start this drive.
Yeah, I don't think they need to get desperate yet, obviously, with only one score, and they didn't convert on the PAT. So you just got to kind of do what works for you. And they've been able to run fairly effective in between the tackles, especially over that left side of that line. So I would expect to see that continue. Is Mettinger in the pistol. And he's going to hand off straight ahead. That's what we got, a flag on the play. And nice defense there by South Fremont. Stonewalled right at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing.
Number 66 hold him up there at the middle linebacker spot. Met him right in the hole. Great tackle.
Yeah, that was Vaughn Higgins on the carry for nothing. And we're going to see what the flag is here. Who might have had a hold. No, they got a illegal procedure on the Tigers. Must have had not enough guys on the line of scrimmage there. That's declined. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. That's actually not a bad call.
Looks like they marked him.
Ooh, they gave him a 3-yard loss.
They didn't give him the forward progress there.
They didn't give him forward progress. They gave him the loss. Okay. Interesting. So 2nd down and 13.
South Fremont making great plays right now.
Ball at the 28-yard line. We'll call it 29-yard line. Mettinger in the pistol. 2 backs behind him. And he's going to play action looking for Oliveri. He's got him in stride. And, just off the fingertips and dropped. That would have been a big play.
We've seen that twice now on that they're doing that play action pass. They've had the streak there, just missed it both times so far.
That would have been a gain of 27 on the play, and just falls incomplete. He had his man. That was a good throw. Just one stride short of a nice completion there as Oliveri had his hands on it. So... Yeah, go ahead.
wouldn't be surprised to see that reverse that Timberlake likes to run a lot.
Mm-hmm.
With that faking the up back and then hand it off to their wing back here.
They went for it on 4th down the last time they had it, but they're pretty deep in their own territory. I'd expect if they don't get it here to punt, but we'll see what Coach Amos draws up here. Is Mettinger in the pistol. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got time. He's going to throw it over the middle, looking for Oliveri, and overshoots him by about 5 yards. Incomplete. And that bring up 4th down.
Yeah, great defense there from 3 and 4. We've seen the safety help on the streak that time. It's not open this time for the Timberlake Tigers. We're going to see another punt out of them here.
Yeah, so Stoddard and Simmons there on the coverage and did a great job bracketing Oliveri. They had one guy over the top, and Simmons was underneath of him. I mean, that's your deep threat. I mean, why not try to double cover him if you got the guys on the outside to do it? So Hunter Higgins back to kick on the punt. and gets into one of kind of a low roller and going to be picked up, and he took a knee. That was Preston Stoddard. So that ball was down at about the 38-yard line. Be first down and 10 in their own territory for the Cougars.
See momentum shifting towards South Fremont here. Let's see if they can put another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit of breakdown in coverage, too, on the back end on that touchdown.
I agree. Timberlake, no need to panic. One play, keep it going, run the defense the way you are. And
They're trying to offensively, get the ball to Oliveri, your all-state player, but just can't get it in his hands effectively yet so far. We'll see if they can draw something up, and maybe I think they'll probably get him in short yardage or short, underneath stuff and just let him run in space. But we got a penalty on the field. We'll see what the call is there. And we got a false start on the offensive line of the Cougars, so that'll back him up 5 and bring first down at 15. So ball spotted now at the 33-yard line.
I'm expecting to see some pressure here from Timberlake as they're backed up. Don't want to give that quarterback time as he delivered a great ball that last drive.
Especially for the youngster. 6'3", 210-pound sophomore. Keep notes on this kid because he's got a frame on him. Just a sophomore, be able to throw that ball. That's a great find for this South Fremont team as he's going to be in the pistol. Man in motion across formation, drops back to pass. He's looking for help, can't find it, and he is swallowed under 4 defenders. Bring him down for the sack. That could have been a coverage sack, too. Great coverage on the back end.
Number 7 on Timberlake, great coverage. That's Higgins out
there.
there.
Yeah, Hunter Higgins out there from a safety spot.
Took away his first read, and then pressure got to him. They brought the blitz there and only had time to look at one. Great coverage.
It's kind of like a bracketed cover, too, almost out there for the Tigers on their defense. 4-man front, and the entire 4-man front was the one that would be responsible for the sack on that play. His long second down and 22 now for the Cougars. Johnson in the pistol. He's going to drop back to pass once again, looking for a man, rolls to his right, looking for help, finally finds and throws, almost intercepted right through the hands of one of the Timberlake defenders, and he just misses high, looking for Preston Stoddard.
Another great coverage out there by Timberlake. Made Johnson get out of the pocket and turned into a scramble drill. Not what South Fremont was looking for there, but another great coverage.
So a minute 26 left here in the first quarter. Not really what we're used to seeing between these two teams where we're throwing the ball. Obviously South Fremont threw the ball quite a bit last year with the quarterback that they had, but Timberlake, we're used to seeing them run. We thought we might get out of here by, 8:30, 8:45 tonight, the way they were running the ball to start the game. But South Fremont passing, muffed the snap, picks up Johnson looking for anybody. Finally throws it across the middle and incomplete. Throws it high, intended for Stoddard once again. And that's going to bring up fourth down at 22, and they're going to be punting.
Great coverage there again. It's a passing down. We see him back out there and almost a cover 4 there, just blanking over the top of that first down marker.
This is something that Timberlake's kind of notorious for, too. You get them, they're going to be super aggressive in the special teams and see if they can get a block punt here, maybe come after the punters. Johnson is the kicker. So snap is high, finally brought down. Johnson almost has it blocked, and he kicks it short. Might get a generous roll across the 50 and going to be falling short at the 43-yard line of the Tigers. So decent field position for Timberlake to start this drive. So we got 1:08 left here in the first quarter of play.
Seen both teams here, slow down the run game. So we see coaches going to the pass. We'll see if Timberlake gets back to what they're known best for, if they keep attacking through the air.
Yeah, I think, like we said, we get their athletes in space. Obviously, the run game's got to get going. They got to get something moving up front. That linebacking core of South Fremont's pretty solid. Those 3 up in the middle there are all as advertised as far as linebackers go. So trips to the left for the Tigers. Interesting, as they're going to run to the right side and right into the arms of number 22, Hunter Hobbs. And a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play.
Just like you said, those linebackers are flying. 66 and 22 have been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, they were all-league linebackers last year, and I would expect to probably see that, if not, first or second team All-State this year. I don't know what some of the other 3A teams lost this year, as Weezer and some of the other teams down there, but gosh, he was flying around and made a great play. That Hobbs kid he's a stud of a middle linebacker. He's on the outside now. He's going to be in coverage over on the left side. Another handoff right up the middle. Timberlake gets a great push and a nice run there. Gain of 11, maybe 12 on the carry. And that was a great run. That was, I'm trying to get the number on that one, number 7.
Higgins.
That was Hunter Higgins on the carry. Gain of 13 and the first down. Ball going to be spotted at the 42-yard line of the Cougars.
Seen Timberlake's offensive line get the second level there. You got to love to see that as a coach.
Yeah, they got out of the stance quick snap, and they just got running downhill. So Medinger gets a snap again. Snap to Higgins. Handoff goes straight forward. Gain of 1. Maybe a yard and a half, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So we're going to flip ends of the field. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here. 6-0 South Fremont over Timberlake here on IdahoSports.com.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
And we're back here at Timberlake High School in Spirit Lake, Idaho. Started this first time, well, the second quarter, but the second half of the first half of this ball game. Getting confused. It's all that math before school even starts. So 12 minutes on the clock for the second quarter of play. South Fremont up 6-0. Timberlake driving, though. Ball spot at the 40-yard line of the Cougars, and they're moving. Second down and 8 yards to go. Smedinger going to be in the pistol. And he's going to hand off on the counter play over to the left side and brought down short of the line of scrimmage. Nice play there. That was number 66, Max Clark, out of the middle linebacker spot for the tackle.
Colby Clark there from South Fremont held the edge pretty well there and allowed 66 to come float from the linebacker spot and make a great tackle.
Man, that was great defense there by the Cougars. So brings a third down and long. They're getting a 3rd and 9 now. Definitely 4-down territory here as you're across midfield. Medinger in the pistol. It's going to be kind of a balanced formation, 2 receivers to each side, and a handoff straight ahead, and a duck under 1 tackle. And Hunter Higgins gains about 3 on the play, maybe 2.5, and the clock will continue to run. 4th down and about 6.5, 7 yards to go.
Looks like Timberlake's keeping the offense on the field here, being aggressive and going for it here.
We're not. Has Medinger in the pistol, 2 in the backfield with him, and a slot back to the right side. He's going to drop back to pass, looks for Hunter Higgins, and gets his man, and he's going to be close to the line to gain. We'll see if they give him the first down or not. It's going to be really close.
Looks like he may just got enough here.
Depends on the spot. One guy's got him, one guy, yep, they got the first down. No measurement needed. So Medinger to Higgins there on the left side, kind of an underneath little swing. Actually, that was like a little 2-yard out of the backfield, and ended up going for 7 in the first down. So Timberlake back in business now, first down and 10. 2 backs in the backfield. Receiver in motion, drop backs a pass. He's looking for anybody, and jammed at the line of scrimmage was number 21, Jacob Yetter. He was stonewalled, and ball falls incomplete.
Seen a little adjustment there from South Fremont. They had 7 over there on Alvarez earlier in the game. Put one of their better players, number 3, on him, and we've seen a difference in coverage on that side.
I haven't seen Rajani Oliveri come back in the game since like about 2 possessions, so I don't know what's going on there. He's got his helmet on and everything on the sideline, but he's just standing there. But we'll see how things are going. So Medinger going to be in the pistol. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. Crisscross action, handoff underneath on the counter play, and nothing doing. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. That was number 11, Sherman Shea. Well, guess who on the tackle? Max Clark in on the play, as well as number 22, Hunter Hobbs. out of the linebacker spots. Those 2 middle linebackers, man, those guys are studs.
Yeah, we see them with 2 safeties and 2 corners. They're going with looks like a 4-3 here.
As we got Menninger in the pistol. Fakes the run. It's going to be play action. Passes out to the right flat. Going to fall incomplete. Looking for Sherman Shea again. That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Quick little out there. Just a hair in front of him on that play.
I know what they're setting up here. They're setting up the out and up. They're trying to bait that corner in off the outside edge, and then they'll take a shot over the top, I think.
It looks how South Fremont's playing defense is they're going to let them hit those short hitters and let their guys fly to the ball like they have been all night.
They got a decent back end of that defense, too, between Stoddard and Simmons back there. I don't see much getting over the top, as well as Skylar Forbush out of that free safety spot. So Menninger going to be in the pistol. Spread formation. Drop back to pass. Ooh, nice lob pass. He's got a man wide open and caught and down at the 2-yard line. Doesn't get much more open than that. That was number 30, Kenny Wells. That was a gain of 29 on the play. That'll bring up 1st down and goal.
Great ball there. We see a little break in coverage.
Man, there was so much air under that ball, too.
Yes, there was.
That seemed like it floated up in there forever, but just a nice look and find for his receiver.
See both teams out here passing early, going away from their tendencies that we're used to seeing.
It's not the Timberlake team I'm used to seeing. Usually you might see him pass 6 times in a game. We've seen him pass 6 times in this drive. Timberlake's got the ball, handoff inside. Hunter Higgins goes up. He might be across the goal line or close. We'll see. They're going to have him just shy, so it'll be 2nd down and goal. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Menninger looked like he got his foot stepped on by his running back there on the exchange, too. I think that's kind of what started that, so it didn't get enough momentum going forward.
Yeah, it looked like a little bad handoff to start that off, and then he just fell down there a little short.
So Wells in the backfield alongside Menninger with Hunter Higgins. Snap, handoff, Higgins straight forward, met by a couple defenders, but he may have fallen across the goal line, and he did. That's a touchdown for Timberlake. So 6 is everybody as we wait the point after attempt from the Tigers. Nice drive there, and we talked about it. They needed to get something put together and get moving, and they did. They got a nice drive, put together a decent field position, and end up going in for the touchdown.
Great ball there to start that, get that drive going. It was kind of sputtering out there until that pass, and then we see them finishing off in a Timberlake way, rushing it in.
Yeah, I mean, they looked like they had their backs against the wall, like 4th and long. They get the 1st down from Higgins, and then a couple plays later, they get the 29-yarder down inside to Kenny Wells, and then they get the touchdown set up as the PAT attempt is no good, so we're tied at 6.
Preston Stoddard came off the edge there and blocked that one.
Yeah, nice effort plays there on both sides of the ball. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
I'm Jen Miguel-Seiler, and I'm from Moscow. I think it's really important to get vaccinated because it's not just about me and my health, it's about the people around me. We have a lot of friends who have disabilities or have different health conditions. I want to make sure I don't make anyone sick. So we chose to get vaccinated to keep each other healthy.
And we are back here at Timberlake, 6-all, with 8:40 left here in the second quarter of play. As Timberlake just drove down, about 60 yards and got the touchdown on the drive. The 30-yarder to Kenny Wells setting up the 2-yard touchdown plunge from Hunter Higgins. And so we stand tied in the ball game. Finally, Timberlake got their offense moving. Looks like they're kind of shaking the cobwebs off and able to start moving the ball pretty efficiently.
Yeah, 2 big conversions there. One on the 3rd down, they jumped off to number 7 and then hit the deep hitter to get them down to the 2, and they finished it off. So good for them converting on deep 3rd and 4th downs there.
You know, an interesting kind of point to this game, too, that is going to stand out. Neither team really has a stellar kicker. And, no fault to the kids for trying, but both teams going to get fairly decent field position. I got stand corrected right there. Neither kicker had really hit one in, and Higgins kicks one down to the 1 yard line. Stoddard brings it back to the 19, maybe the 18 yard line. That's where South Fremont will set up a shop. I'll shut up about that one.
Kenny Wells flew down the field there and made that tackle.
So neither team's got a really great kicker, and all of a sudden they show up. So I stand corrected. We hadn't seen really one go past the 20-yard line yet until just then.
We hadn't really seen one go past 30 tonight, and then Booter came out.
Yeah, the kicker kicked. So South Fremont deep in their territory from the 19-yard line, maybe the 18 and a half. Is Johnson under center. He's going to hand off counterplay of their own. Nice run up the middle. Gain of about 9 yards on first down. They got on the carry there. It was number 3.
It was number 15.
Or was that 15? Oh, that was Raiden Whitmore on the carry, the junior.
Good little play there. Fake the action. They've been running all game up the middle, and he came underneath and took the handoff.
It was like stole it from Timberlake's playbook.
Say almost just like the crisscross.
Yeah. So second down and short. It's the position you want to be in as a coach, especially an offensive play caller. Maybe take a shot here. We'll see. As Johnson gets in the pistol, he's going to hand off straight ahead. And barreling forward is number 22, Hunter Hobbs, close to the 30-yard line. That's maybe just past the line to gain. They're going to, I believe, give him the first down. And they are moving the chains. So clock still running, 7:40 left.
Nope, they
Really?
Oh, now they're moving.
Yeah, okay.
There it is.
They're just napping over there. I don't want to rag on volunteers.
See Timberlake blitzing off the edge there, and South Fremont looks like they're doing a little bit of a zone scheme, so that guy's just flying off the edge there making that tackle.
They're pinning their ears back looking for more sacks, and, they ran it right up the middle and went past the pressures. Johnson now under center. Haven't seen that yet tonight as he's going to hand off, turn around straight ahead. Hobbs with the ball. He's going to pick up about 5 on the first down carry. As the clock continues to tick away, 7 minutes left here in the first half. Tie ball game, 6-all between South Fremont. Battle of the Cats. Cat fight tonight.
Yes, it is. You love to see that as a coach. Quick 5-yard gain may not seem like a lot, but really opens up the offensive playbook.
That playbook, you start getting to page 3 and 4. You don't have to go back to the well too many times. You can get a little creative here on second down and 5. So under center again. Another just straight lead right there to Hobbs, and he's going to go straight forward across the 40 to the 41, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
Starting to see South Fremont's offense start to click here. Offensive line's firing out. Running backs are hitting the holes hard. Looks like they're starting to shake off those cobwebs.
We knew that they had a deep stable of running backs. It was going to be Johnson at quarterback and what he could do in the passing game if he was, talented enough or apt enough to run this offense. And he's definitely shown that he can. And the effectiveness in the passing game, I believe, has set up the run so far for them. As another zone run straight ahead to Hobbs and a gain of 4 on the carry.
Hobbs looking like their main man tonight. Looks like they want to use him, and that's what they must have game planned this week. Thought he would do best with the stable of running backs they had.
And he's done well so far as he carried 4 yards there on first down. He brings second down and 6 as we're under 6 minutes to play here in the first half.
He's averaging about 4 yards a carry right now, which is pretty good.
I'll take it. As a coach, I'll take that all day. So I formation behind Johnson, who's going to be under center again. And turn around, lead to the right side. Actually, play action had me on that one. Passes to the fullback in the flat. That was a nice little play there. Raiden Whitmore on the reception and a gain of about 5. It's going to bring up third down and short.
Good little play action there. We had a guy come out of the backfield, the fullback come out, and a little 2-yard out. We had a 5-yard out above, and he had either one, chose the underneath route, which is a great read from the quarterback. Get out of your hands and let your guys make some plays.
That's a great play there on second down. Good play call. Caught me on the play action there. Is once again Johnson under center. He's going to go straight ahead. The big kid just goes and bumbles right straight forward. Picks up 8 or 9 on the carry, almost 10 yards, and he's going to be good for a first down. They're moving deeper into Timberlake territory.
That's when you get excited as a play caller right there. One of those plays that's only supposed to go for a yard, get you the first down, breaks for 9. You know that offensive line's getting out there and really pushing.
And tick, 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 the clock continues to move. As we talked about a run-heavy offense, and now we're seeing it now is definitely the time rolling off the clock. Here in the first half is Johnson now in the pistol with a single back behind him. 2 receivers to each side. He's going to hand off to Hobbs straight ahead, goes through 1 defender, and picks up 6 on the carry. Maybe 7. That's a great run there by Hobbs on the zone.
We're seeing a lot of push out of that offensive line.
Vaughn Higgins on the tackle there for the Tigers. We got right at 4 minutes left here in the first half. Beautiful evening here in Spirit Lake. Just wish it would cool off in the booth. It's so hot in here. Johnson in the pistol. Single back behind him. Zone. He's going to keep it on the read. Goes through 1 tackler. Not the fastest kid, but an effective runner as he goes forward for 7 yards in the first down. Across the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Really starting to see that run come out of here for South Fremont. Really running the ball well right now. I think they're going to stick with it. Wouldn't be surprised if they throw a flat play action here.
You know, I'm finally a timeout called by Coach Amos. I mean, you saw Johnson there. He's not going to blow the doors off you with speed, but effectiveness. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. You just get him moving forward. The momentum's going to take him across the line of scrimmage. And we got a timeout of the play. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's ball game: Mountain West Bank, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and your local Toyota dealers. Proud to sponsor high school athletics across the entire state of Idaho here on IdahoSports.com. If you're looking for more information throughout the week, we do a weekly set of podcasts through every district statewide. I obviously get to do the weekly prepcast with Brandon Bainey. We usually do it every Wednesday afternoon. We do District 1 and District 2, and we get to talk football, soccer, volleyball. A busy, busy weekend as things kind of finally kick off here in North Idaho. You got volleyball, huge tournament down in Lewiston. Lewiston played a tough football game earlier today down in Madison. They lost to Layton, Utah in their opener. Sandpoint plays tomorrow in the early game. They're playing Alta out of Utah down in the Rocky Mountain Rumble. So there's football going on all over the area. I believe Coeur d'Alene's on the road down at Rocky Mountain. Lakeland and Lake City are playing just down the road in Coeur d'Alene. So there's things going on all over the place. So if you want to keep tabs on what's going on, tune into the North Idaho Prepcast every Wednesday on IdahoSports.com. Ooh, nice little call right there, free 5 yards. Quarterback shows up. There was no play call. I believe there was nothing called. They said, hey, we'll go out, we'll get them aggressive. The whole entire defensive line from Timberlake jumps in the neutral zone.
Free 5 yards there. Once again, playbook open straight up after that.
That's a 5 yard per carry if we're doing averages there.
It's true.
With no effort.
I think Post Falls traveled down the Skyline.
They played Skyline of Utah down in Middleton today, and I believe they lost that ball game. So
I believe the score is 27-17. They ended up losing,
Yeah, so close losses. We'll have Sandpoint or Post Falls coming up next couple weeks as well. We've got league games coming up pretty quickly. Between the 5A schools, they're going to jump right into their schedule, kind of mix it around a little bit. And Lakeland's going to take on Coeur d'Alene at Lakeland in a couple weeks as well. Nice find over the middle. Johnson drops back to pass and hits Preston Stoddard on a slant pattern and gets him good for about 12 yards in the first down. That's going to be a first down. I don't know if they're going to go first down and goal. Maybe they're just shy of the goal line, and we'll see. I think they're just on the opposite. Nope, they're inside the 10, so it should be first down and goal.
Really good defense there from Kenny Wells. Just a well-placed ball from Johnson.
That was a
great catch.
Dime. He put it right in pressure, too, and there's nobody hit that ball other than his receiver. That was a great catch and great pass. Johnson in the pistol. He's going to drop back. He's faking on the counter, coming across to his slot back was number 15, Raiden Whitmore. He's going to go forward for 5. And that'll bring up for second down and goal.
You see that run game starting to pay off, and now we see the play action starting to open up for them.
Also, you notice what happened, too, is that they got the ball with 9:27 left in the quarter. Now it's at 3 minutes. So they've used up over 6 minutes of clock here on this drive, and we're inside of 3. And it's second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Johnson under center, 2 backs behind him, turns hands off to Hobbs, goes to left side through one defender, through another, and he's going to be tackled just shy of the goal line, a gain of 4.
That's brutal for a defense to be out there for 7 minutes just getting pounded on a lot. That's very brutal. Gets very tiring out there.
You start getting gassed, and then not only getting gassed, you're getting gashed. The battle of attrition out there in your first game. Maybe the conditioning's not quite there yet, and Johnson's going to be underside. See a sneak right here with that big kid going straight forward, and that's what's going to happen right there. Johnson goes over the right side, plunges into the end zone, and I thought he was in, but they had no signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, South Fremont. So the 1 yard run by the sophomore, Bryce Johnson, the quarterback, goes straight ahead over the right side of the center, and that's going to be good for the touchdown for the Cougars.
6'3", 210 pounds as a sophomore, man. That's a pretty easy play call right there for you as an offensive coordinator. You just let your quarterback take that right behind your big old line right there.
That is some corn-fed beef right there, going straight forward in that quarterback position. That's a tough stop. I don't care what grade the kid is. That's a tough stop. So going for 2, and the pass over the left side completed to Ritmore and in and out of his breadbasket. And they're going to be falling complete, so the 2-point conversion's no good. So we stand 12-6 with 2:06 left here in the second quarter of play. We're going to take a quick 45-second break. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
maybe take a shot at the end zone here. Maybe see if they can cut it in half or something and get a couple plays at it.
Looks like he's having a conversation with his quarterback, maybe asking what he likes over there. And
yeah,
one shot, nothing happens, you take a knee and go in.
You got Oliveri, who's the all-state defensive back. He's over there at corner on the right side of the Timberlake defense.
Also could see a run here to see if you break something, call a timeout. See a lot of coaches do that.
Kenny Wells, the free safety, playing about 15 yards deep. Is Johnson in the pistol is going to take the snap. He's going to drop back. A little pressure, rolls out to his left, looking for a receiver, and Oliveri overjumped it. And they're going to break one down the left sideline out of bounds. Stoddard, big gain. Just like that, a quick hitter. They cut the field in half and then some.
Oliveri just jumps it there
Yep.
too soon. Looked like it was going to be picked off. Jumps too soon, turns into a big hitter, and now South Fremont's in position to score here right before the half.
A gain of 36.
Again, we bring up kicking issues as we cannot.
Sorry, a gain of 34 on the play. Yeah, a gain of 34 on the play. 17 seconds left now. Ball at the 35-yard line. Dropping back to pass. Johnson with it. He might have time for two plays. He's going to go over the top, and right over the top of his intended receiver. He's looking for Colby Clark there on the post pattern. Falls incomplete. 11 seconds left here in the first half.
Had him there in the seam, just missed a little over the top there.
Threw a little high, and I think he almost like willed that one a little too much because he put a little too much zip on there.
Definitely.
A little touch, and I think that one's going in the end zone.
We know South Fremont's going to go to the end zone here. As we haven't seen much from their kickers, especially during just that one extra point we watched.
Yeah, so trips to the right side. Single receiver out to the left, and the pistol is Johnson. He's going to take the snap. Muffs the snap. Ball's on the ground. Recovered by Timberlake. And the turnover kills that drive before the end of the first half of play. So 8 seconds on the clock. I believe Timberlake might just take a knee here. Take the moral victory going into the end, going into halftime.
First mistake there from the sophomore quarterback. Hopefully he bounced back from that.
So the fumble recovery, that was Joel Possinger in on there. I believe Amari James was in on that as well.
Lined up in the trips.
And the sophomore, Jeremy Holbert. I think he was the one that actually came away with recovery. So trips to the left. As Medinger's drop back's pass, he's looking for receiver deep. He's looking for his man underneath. He's going to get it out in the flat and out of bounds with 1 second to play. And that was Jacob Valeri's. Goes out of bounds. Late hit on the sideline. We got a little bit of action brewing as the flag comes out. Simmons kind of mixed in the dust up, as well as a few of the sideline players from Timberlake.
Looked like a little bit of a late hit there. Very close, no call, and then we've seen a little bit of extracurriculars after the play there, and we'll see who it goes against.
And you get a big play there in the first down. You get across midfield, and if this is on Timberlake and they get a sideline penalty here, takes them back. I mean, you know, you just got a big chunk, and it's kind of like one of those, what are you doing? You may have got one of those from me.
Yeah, no doubt.
When I was your coach.
No doubt. I remember those. But, yeah, it goes from, now you have a shot to take a Hail Mary here with 1 second left to it. You just got to take a knee if this is a penalty against your team. Now, if this is against South Fremont, this could be a huge turn of events here for Timberlake.
Yeah. You notice if they had ran the underneath route on that right there, they could have ran hook and ladder.
They could have. Could have seen the bag of tricks early in the season.
Could have been a hook and lateral right there. They had it set up perfect. They just had the receiver underneath of the crossing pattern from the backside. So they got a personal foul.
Looks like it's
on both teams. Nope, both those on South Fremont. Let's see, one more. Yeah, so they got a personal foul and late hit out of bounds and then a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
This is huge here for Timberlake late in the half.
So that's a dead ball. 15 from the spot.
Holy cow.
And then 15. Whew. So that ball just went from the 50-yard line. The ball is now spotted at the 20.
1 second, let Timberlake has a chance.
They get shot through the end zone right here. Easy little 20-yard pattern. You just throw it in the end zone and see what happens. And that's exactly what they're lining up to do, I believe. They've got kind of a spread formation, and the pistol is Mettinger, the quarterback. We've seen him with some touch passes. He can hit the end zone from here easily. So let me get a timeout on the defensive side of the ball. So 1 second to play, last play of the half here, barring another penalty. And another timeout. Are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We're always looking for talented people. That's how we found Brandon. That want to get involved with what we do. Salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, and even broadcasters. If you're interested in joining the team, you can contact Paul at editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more and how you can get involved. And if you're looking at quitting smoking, chewing, or vaping, it's tough, but so are you. If you're ready to quit, there is help for you. You can visit projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today. And I want to thank our North Idaho Game Night sponsor, Mountain West Bank, that allows us to bring this to you on a warm and gorgeous Friday night in August, first season, the official week 1, not 0 week, but week 1 game between South Fremont and Timberlake. What was your favorite time of year to play football? Were you a late season guy or early season?
I really liked late season. As a quarterback, I think if you could throw the ball in late season, it gave your team an edge, especially here in North Idaho with snow and rain.
So you've got 4 defenders on the goal line. Timberlake drops back to pass. They're going to take a shot at the end zone looking for Oliveri, and throws an interception into the end zone and a touchback. And that is going to end the first half of play. South Fremont's going to take a 6-point lead into halftime, 12-6. And we're going to take about a 3.5-minute break. We'll be back with some stats and some scores from around the state of Idaho for you. You're listening to high school football on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And we're back. Halftime here in Spirit Lake. And 12-6, the lead for South Fremont over Timberlake. And Brandon has some stats for you. Take it away, Brandon.
Bryce Johnson here only has three incompletions, has 113 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver, number 3, Preston Stoddard with 104 yards and a touchdown. We see a big connection between those two early here.
That's an early vote for IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Hunter Hobbs here has 33 yards, and then we see Bryce Johnson again on the board with 12 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Yeah, so a great game out of the quarterback, the sophomore for the South Fremont Cougars. And, we'll see what the stats are holding up for Timberlake. Is, not too bad of a game. Obviously, we saw the interception there at the end of the first half from Mettinger, but Yeah, what do you got for Timberlake?
Cole Mettinger has 61 yards, and the interception, obviously, just a last-second throw-up. We should not count those, in my opinion, as a quarterback. Leading receiver for the Timberlake Tigers, number 30, Kenny Wells, with 31 yards. And their leading rusher here is number 7, Hunter Higgins, with a total of 20 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, so balanced attack for the Tigers. Something that, South Fremont was trying to say is like, oh, yeah, we're going to run the ball a ton this year. We're going to run it way more than we've ever done. And then here they are showing out with over 100 and some odd yards passing and a touchdown out in the air. Obviously, both teams traded turnovers there right there to in the first half of play. The fumble from South Fremont and then the interception in the end zone to wrap up the first half of play from Timberlake. So 12-6 is the lead for the Tigers as we're at halftime here. And some interesting turns of events around the state. Obviously, being the early week games, you always see like 5A and 4A teams or 3A, 4A hit matchups. We got a 4A, 2A matchup in North Idaho that's going on down the road in Moscow. And upset alert right now as Kellogg is all over Moscow right now, 22-0. And that game's still in the first half of play down there in Moscow. Kellogg's got a great ball club, a great quarterback-receiver connection, the Luna brothers, Ripley and Colby Luna. They're both all-state players. Luna, they're both top 5 players in the state at their respective position. So that Kellogg team dropping down a classification in the 2As. Sorry, but look out 2As. That Kellogg team is for real this year. They could be a threat for a state championship appearances. They're looking to maybe play a home game in the game in the Kibbe Dome in late November.
That'd be awesome.
So we talk about some of the other games tomorrow. Sandpoint's going to be taking on Alta of Utah down in Madison and Rexburg tomorrow for that Rocky Mountain Rumble. It's going to be a great game. Sandpoint coming off of their runner-up finish last year, but they bring back so many dudes. They got Parker Pettit back at quarterback. That kid's an absolute stud. He's heavily recruited at the quarterback position, one of the top position players in the state of Idaho. They've got one of the best defensive players in the state of Idaho in Wes Benefield at their middle linebacker position. That kid is an absolute animal. Jack Zimmerman's back there in the secondary. So we're looking at kind of around North Idaho and some of these teams. If you made an all-North Idaho preseason team, there would be an absolute ton of Sandpoint kids on that lineup.
I agree with that. And ever since they brought in that new coach over there in Sandpoint, we've seen a culture change, and that team has took off and has not looked back ever since.
Coach Knowles, who I believe his last coaching stop before Sandpoint High School was Colgate University. He's a guy that's coached on the East Coast and around the U.S. At the college level. Comes to Sandpoint, and he has absolutely just taken that program to new heights. And you look at the youth program up there, they've got 100+ kids turning out for little guy football, and it's just awesome what they've been able to do. And one of the coolest facilities anywhere in the nation as far as high school plays. I mean, in high school when I played there, it was cool then, but the stands you thought were going to fall over, but it was still an awesome setting. It is absolutely gorgeous if you haven't been to a game up at War Memorial Field.
Added turf over there too. That facility just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, and so we talk about adding turf. I mean, Coeur d'Alene High School is going to have field turf next year to start their football season. There's improvements going on in the area, and you see like turnovers and coaching staffs. Like Lakeland hired a new coaching staff in the offseason. They got off to a hot start, beating Preston last week and blanking them. They're leading Lake City right now in that ball game down the road in Coeur d'Alene. So, what a difference, in some of these programs. There's no slight to the Kiefer family and what they did. It's been since the Jimmy Carter era that somebody not named Kiefer has coached at Lakeland, which is an insane statistic. I know it's for me. I'm like I was born in the Reagan administration, so that dates me. But I mean, you probably might. I don't even know if you were around when Bill Clinton was president, but that makes me feel old. But yeah, a new coaching staff down there at Lakeland, and they're really taking that program, taking note of that Hawks team. They're pretty prolific running attack.
Yes, they are. John Cornish leading the way with Thomas Calder, two of the hardest working guys you'll see out there. Wouldn't be surprised if they sneak their way. Maybe Cornish sneaks his way into an all-state position this year.
It wouldn't shock me one bit, and he's one of the fastest kids in the state of Idaho as well. But the thing that wouldn't shock me is if you see them playing a couple weeks deep in the state playoffs too. They may not get Sandpoint, but you never know. They could have a puncher's chance late year. You might get another sloppy game like they had a couple years ago where there's 2.5 feet of snow during kickoff. But if I don't see Lakeland not getting in the playoffs. I think they're too good of a team to not get in this year. They could definitely make some noise. They led the state champion team for 3.5 quarters before kind of the wheels falling off the bus last year down south. So, we're kind of doing our North Idaho preview of football during halftime as South Fremont's got the lead 12-6 over Timberlake. But kind of going back to some of the other area programs, I mean, Post Falls has got some players to watch. They're kind of a dark horse team in 5A. I like Lewiston out of the north a lot.
I like Lewiston too, but I always can never count out Coeur d'Alene. They have a culture. They're down 2 games here early, but that culture will stand strong, and I think the coach can turn around there. But I do agree with you. I think Lewiston right now is the front runner for the 5A.
Yeah, and you talk about like last year they went down to Utah and down to Rexburg and got beat by a Utah team in the opening game. And as Coach Amos said last year, we had a coming to Jesus moment after that game. And, they were able to turn things around and come down the stretch and win league. And they lost a tough one to Post Falls. We had that game. That was an absolute shootout. That was an amazing game where I think there was 28 points scored in the last 6 minutes of that ball game where Post Falls ended up coming away with the victory. But I like Lewiston and Lewiston's offensive line. They've got good running back. They've got great receivers, a solid tight end that's probably one of the better players in the state of Idaho, James White. There's dudes out there. Their secondary's awesome, in my opinion. So I like the Bengals a lot in the 5A from the north. I think they could easily be playing in the last couple weekends of the state tournament.
It's going to be a fun year. A lot of teams could surprise you. I think this is one of the years where you could see any one of those teams in 5A take that.
So 3A became a 2-league team, right, in the offseason because we saw Priest River finally drop down to 2A. I think they're going to get a win this year. Now that they're down, I think they could get a win. It's possible. They've got a solid player, Matthias McLean, up there that's a defensive end to commit to Idaho. But do not count out the team about 55 miles north of here, close to Canada. Bonners Ferry is a team in the 3A that I think is going to surprise some people and sneak up on some folks just because they've got so many kids coming back and they've got some talent. I wouldn't count out the Badgers one bit in 3A. We've seen Timberlake kind of own this conference forever. But Bonners Ferry, I think, I'm going to pick them for my league champion team.
I'm going to agree with you there. I think just playing high school sport, when you have returners, that senior leadership really matters. And I think with them returning so many players, it's going to make a difference. And you'll see it game in, game out, close situations late in the game. That's when those older guys really step up. And Bonners Ferry having that experience is going to make a big difference. And
we talked about on the prepcast this week a little bit about the 1A D1 ranks. You get into the 8-man football. I'm not sure if you follow much 8-man football, like we've talked about, like in the past with Wallace, and like Mullen St. Regis has had some good runs. Mullen, they've got a few kids back from last year, not the stable that they've had before. But you go to the 1A D1 ranks and you look at like the White Pine League. State for a long time has come through them. And now it's not so much the 1A D1 ranks, it's 1A D2. They've got Kendrick. They've got every kid back from a state championship team but one. They graduated one kid off of a state championship team. And the thing is their quarterback was only a sophomore last year. So he's a junior this year. So they've got a whole bunch of talent back there. Zane Hobart and his crew down in Kendrick is absolutely lights out.
That's awesome. We'll see Timberlake receiving the ball here in the second half as well. See if they can come out and see what coach has drawn up, see what adjustments both coaches make. We see late mistakes from both quarterbacks. Really, really interested to see with the sophomore. I remember playing quarterback as a young, making a mistake. How do you regroup that mind after a fumble? You're driving there with about 30 seconds left, getting into that touchdown range. How do you regroup from that? Interested to see how Bryce Johnson does with that.
Yeah, so we got some adjustments coming out of halftime, a 12-6 lead for South Fremont over Timberlake. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the kickoff of the second half of play here from Timberlake High School here on IdahoSports.com.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it, how to dream big, and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And we're back here at halftime as the team's coming out, getting their paces, coming out of the halftime locker room. Timberlake getting a few more wind sprints in before we get things kicked off here for the second half of play. And, we talked about stats, obviously. If you want to read those one more time, if you don't mind, from the first half. Johnson all over the place for South Fremont, slinging the ball all across the field.
Yeah, has 113 yards and a touchdown, then has 12 yards on the ground and another touchdown. Two early touchdowns for the sophomore here, and then we have Medlinger from Timberlake with 61 yards, and we see number 30 there have a touchdown as well. It's been a good game for him so far.
Yeah, so you got the touchdown plunge from Hunter Higgins from 2 yards out. That's the only score for the Tigers so far. It's 12-6. 2 touchdowns out of South Fremont. Obviously, they couldn't convert on the point after kick, and then they couldn't convert on the PAT or the point after for 2. Incomplete pass was intended for, I believe he was trying to hit Hobbs out there, and it fell incomplete out of his breadbasket. So we're looking 1:20 left here before the kick, but I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's ballgame, Mountain West Bank. Also want to thank our sponsors, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and your local Toyota dealers, proud sponsors of athletics here in the state of Idaho, bringing broadcasts from August until November. They're with us the whole way until we get to whether it's Holt Arena, the Kiwi Dome, or Donald Larson Park, wherever the state championship games are going to be played this year. And a lot of dust to be settled because we were in week 1. Last week, South Fremont got the victory over Wood River. They made the trek from St. Anthony all the way up north. You took the bus ride. You had to go to Pocatello, I believe, or Idaho Falls for a playoff game when you were in high school. Coming from North Idaho to southeastern Idaho or vice versa, that's no joke.
It's not, and you come off that bus with almost a jet lag in your legs, and I think that's what we made a scene here early from South Fremont, just shaking off, getting their legs started. It's a long trip, and
yeah,
it definitely does play a factor in your team when you first come out. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that, and you don't you get in the routine, like you start going like class, you get like the setup for your Friday night. Obviously, there's no school yet here in Cooney County, but you kind of have that routine built that you got to work into, and those long bus trips just throw a wrench, and you throw all that out the window. Like you've been goofing off and hanging out with your buddies, you try to keep your head in it as much as you can, and it just never, I don't know. It never worked when I was in school.
It doesn't work. Coaches are always like, this is a business trip.
Yeah.
For us, it's memories, and it is a business trip.
When I was in high school, we had a 4.5-hour league game, bus trip. It was brutal. Yeah. So about ready to kick things underway here for the second half of play. Hunter Higgins has it teed up. South Fremont will be receiving, back deep to receive. It's going to be Stoddard and Simmons for the Cougars. And a nice high kind of squib Poochie type kick. It's going to hit at the 15 and going to be scooped up by Stoddard. He busts one tackle. He might be gone. He's out across the 40 to the 50. Foot race is on. Oliveri trying to track him down. 20, 15, 10, 5, Taillights, end zone, touchdown, South Fremont.
Great start there for him. We've seen a great block, and then he took the...
No flags on the play.
None. We've seen him just take that hole, and he was out of there.
Man, that was one cut and gone as they got a Timberlake player down about the 3-yard line.
Looks like
that was fielded about the 14-yard line. That's a nice return for a touchdown. 85, maybe 86 yards on the touchdown for number 3, Preston Stoddard.
Looks like Overy's down, trying to make that diving tackle there at the end. Looks like he might have a little bit of a cramp.
That's possible. Look like they're stretching something out or looking at something there. He put a lot of effort into trying to track him down, and Stoddard with the speed takes it to the house.
Caught that off of one bounds, and he got a running start, and he never looked back after that. That was a great return from them.
Yeah, they set that up really nice. The cutback lane he started to the left, cut back inside, and it was gone.
We've seen some great blocking there to set up that cutback, and after that, turned on the jets.
Definitely, I believe they were looking at a cramp there as they're massaging the calf of the Timberlake player out there. So Preston Stoddard, we're going to give him 86 yards on the kickoff return for a touchdown. He's setting himself up to be our Idaho. He already had 104 yards receiving in the first half, so he's setting himself up to be the IdahoSports.com player of the game.
He's looking really good out there. Interested to see the way Timberlake responds after that. Great start for South Fremont. Be interesting to see how Timberlake starts off. It's always hard to bounce when you get a special teams touchdown for the other team to, come back, bounce back from that for sure.
We had the great coach of Tim Anderson that was always around us. He'd always have the sayings, you'd break out for special teams, like special teams wins what? Ball games, man. It wins championships for you. And you don't take those plays off because those are the hinge plays in the game that could change the aspect of the ball game.
Looks like they're lining up to go for 2 here.
Yeah, so Johnson, back in the pistol. He's going to have Hobbs fake the handoff and play action and almost throws the interception. It's going to fall incomplete and no good on the PAT attempt, or the point for 2. That was broken up by number 30, Kenny Wells, out of his defensive back position. Kind of playing the nickel there. He was kind of in no man's land.
He's had himself a pretty decent game tonight. He has 31 yards receiving, and he's played great, I think, on the defensive side of the ball as well.
He's got a lot of tackles on the defensive side of the ball. He's been pretty stout there.
He's definitely been Timberlake's leading player today, that's for sure. Definitely they've been their biggest playmaker.
So, we talked about action across the state. Butte County beat Valley today 62-12. This is an 8-man. Grace over Carey 7-0 at halftime. Looking for some other states. Dietrich all over Rimrock 70-14. And Timberline and Wehi leading Genesee right now in the second 22-14. As Timberlake's going to be receiving the ball. Back to receive is going to be Hunter Higgins and Jacob Yetter. And kicking, I believe, is going to be Colby Clark.
Yeah.
Teeing that up for South Fremont. So Westside beats Firth 22-0. Lyman of Wyoming over Malad 14-0. Melba is leading Elko, Nevada 32-20. Kellogg still up on Moscow, blanking them. There's a shutout going on down there in Moscow. 22-0. Declo over Nampa Christian 24-7. Short kick from Clark is going to be fielded. One cut for the Tigers. Try to run through another defender. Brings it up to around the 30 to the 34-yard line. Was Jacob Yetter. And that's where Timberlake's going to start with the ball.
Interesting to see if you'll see that running attack coming out here or if they're going to stick to the passing attack they were using a lot there in the first half.
See if they finally got the cramps worked out of Oliveri. We'll see if he comes back in the ball game. See him kind of walking around trying to walk it out. He needs the Tim Kiefer special of a jug of pickle juice.
That or some mustard packets.
Yeah, mustard packets or a jug of pickle juice.
Yeah.
Snap goes back to the running back, going to hand off straight ahead. And that is Higgins, who's going to get a nice gain on first down, a gain of 7 on the carry.
Good first run there from Timberlake.
Nice gain over the left side of the offensive line. Timberlake going from right to left across your screen. In their home navy blue and gold trim, and South Fremont, the road, white uniforms, black numbers, red trim, Sharp Lucan uniform.
Yes, they are.
Snap goes back to Mettinger and hands it across to Higgins, who goes over the right side, close to the first down. Gain maybe 2. Going to bring up third down and short.
Playbook is completely open here. I'm expecting to see a run here up the middle.
Yeah, you're 3rd and 1, and you're able to move the ball fairly well, running the ball straight ahead. So we'll see. But the linebacking core from South Fremont has just been absolutely everywhere between Max Clark and Hunter Hobbs.
They have been flying, so it'll be interesting to see here. It's going to be in the trenches.
So 2 backs behind the quarterback in the pistol. Straight ahead, run. There it is. And that's going to be a first down. That is number 30, Kenny Wells on the carry. Actually, sorry, that's number 33, Vaughn Higgins.
It's his first carry of the game. Seeing a new running back there and another team that has a bunch of running backs.
They've got 3-4 guys that can tote the rock, and he gets the first down to pick up a couple. So 10 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the third quarter play. First down at 10. Timberlake with their first possession of the second half. So motion comes across, drop back, play action pass, has a man, floats it out there in and out of the hands, intended for number 21, Jacob Yetter. Man, that would have been a big play. There it is again, the play action's there.
They've done it about 4 times tonight, connected once. It's been open 3 of the 4 times. And those are the ones when you want to win a close game like this, they got to come down with them.
Yeah, and he put it on the money. I mean, that's a catchable ball. He's just got to, get there. He got a hand on it, but not enough to really bring it in and get it to the breadbasket. So single receiver out to the left, kind of an offset wing T, pistol T formation, handoff, crisscross action inside, and nothing doing. They sniffed that out from the get-go. Hunter Hobbs on the tackle. No gain on the play from Sherman Shea. They were waiting for that one.
Those linebackers have really good eyes. That crisscross play, it beats a lot of teams, and it's one of their staple plays. But those linebackers, you got to have good eyes, and they've done it so far tonight.
Follow the guards.
Yeah, exactly.
The guards don't lie, right? It's like Shakira's hips. Pistol formation. Mettinger going to roll out, play action out to the left. Looks for his receiver out in the flat. He's got a man across the 50 to the 45, knocked out of bounds. Let's see where they spot that ball. That might be enough for a first down.
Ooh.
That was number 33, Vaughn Higgins, on the reception. They're going to get him just shy of the first, so it's going to be 4th down, about a half yard to go. That's a good play call there on 3rd down. Nice play by the receiver, Higgins.
Really nice. And we're seeing South Fremont play back in coverage, and they're bringing that underneath route, and it's been open. It's a good play so far for them.
So pistol formation, 2 backs behind the quarterback, handoff. Going to be a little bit of a read option. I don't care who had the ball. That's going to be a first down and then some. Gain of about 5 on the play. That was Vaughn Higgins on the carry.
He's really picking it up here the second half. Didn't get any carries, any catches so far. He's picked up 2 first downs in this drive, and he's been their main workhorse.
2 big first downs.
Huge.
Yeah, so first down at 10. Fresh set of downs for the Tigers across the 40-yard line down to the 38 of the Cougars. So 8:20 left here in the third quarter. Barking out the signal. Little counter action. Higgins, the other Higgins with the ball. Nice carry on first down. Gain of 12 in the first down from Hunter Higgins.
We're starting to see that run attack we were talking about at the beginning of the game really take off for both teams here, and I think they're starting to get their grooves on both sides.
It's like Novocaine. Remember the Titans, right?
Yeah. I need 3 plays.
It's like Novocaine. Just numb them. So 8 minutes to play here. First down at 10. Ball just shy of the 25-yard line. Snap on the ground. Picked up and finally wrangled. And then turning something out of nothing. A gain of 2 from Vaughn Higgins. So second down and 8.
Wouldn't be surprised to see that quick little 1-yard speed out there from number 11. They're tight end on the right side right here just to see if they can pick something up after a play they didn't really want there with a fumble in the snap.
So play coming in off the sideline. Mettinger going to bring it in. Not a lot of urgency out of the offense here to get things moving. Clock continues to roll. I mean, it's 2-possession ball game. Nobody's made a PAT, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see extra frames. Get there. Mettinger in the pistol. He's going to pass out to the flat. Oliveri with it. And slips and hits the turf. He gets a cut and maybe picks up a couple on the reception, and he's down again with a cramp. Man, once you get one, it's easy to just keep getting them.
Where's the pickle juice?
Give him the Pedialyte.
Yeah. They got the new Gatorade Pedialyte, too.
Yeah, so 6:54 left. Clock stops on the injury on the field. If you want to check out scores from around the state of Idaho, you can always head over to IdahoSports.com, the Friday night flash on the homepage. Click the banner. You can get scores from every classification from across the state of Idaho. Pretty awesome to have that access. I mean, when I was in school, you had to wait until like the 11 o'clock news, and you're always like waiting to see if your video shows up on TV. Well, we have live video and audio broadcasts from around the state of Idaho. Games in every district across the state of Idaho every week this year. We're going to bring that to you here on IdahoSports.com. And we show up, right? We broadcast. We're here at the game. We get to know the kids and try to put out a great product for you, so we appreciate it. And if you want to sponsor, you can hit up our sales team. We're always looking for more sponsors. If you want to sponsor events, or if you want to be on the sales staff, if you want to join as a producer or a broadcaster or even a photographer, we're looking for an army of people across the state of Idaho to help these broadcasts. You can email Paul at editor@IdahoSports.com and find out more information to join our team here at Idaho Sports. So Weezer's up 24-0 in their ball game. And, there's some big scores. North Fremont, Bear Lake in a close one, 24-22. That's in the fourth quarter of play. Soda Springs and Ryrie, 22-12 in that ball game. West Side beats Firth, 22-0. One thing about the state of Idaho this year, I think, is that the classifications are starting to level themselves out and get super competitive as the snap goes straight ahead. Vaughn Higgins with the carry, gain of 1.
Yeah, I think it's starting to level out, and we're going to see a lot of good football, especially when we get towards the state playoffs. We're going to see some upsets. It's not going to be the number one teams taking it anymore. There's going to be some of these dog teams, these underdog teams you're not ready for, that are going to steal some games, and it's going to make it really crazy to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you look at teams like at the 5A level, you've got Rocky Mountain, obviously, who's a perennial powerhouse. You've got Rigby, that's, always really, really good. Highland with the new coaching staff as the pass goes back and incomplete over the head of the intended receiver and a turnover on downs. So South Fremont's going to get the ball at their own 21-yard line to start this drive. But like we said, talking about the 5A ranks, you've got teams like Lewiston who's on their way up. What a difference coaching staffs make, and if you start to build a culture within a program. We've seen that with Sandpoint, obviously. We've seen it with Skyline, where they've been able to continue their success. But now you're seeing some of these other programs that are going to start taking leaps and jumping into the mix. You look at like Pocatello and some of the other schools across the state. There's definitely that ceiling is, I don't say is like being raised, but it's coming down a little bit. But I think everybody's raising the floor.
Definitely, I have to agree with that as a statement. It's great to watch. It's good to see it come back to balance and see some of these powerhouse teams. They might get upset. It's not a guaranteed win every week.
Yeah, you look at like the 4A and 5A in southern Idaho and in Boise area, and it's like it's a coin flip every week. Is quarterback in the pistol, drop back to pass, screenplay looking for Hunter Hobbs, and he gets the reception. He's off to the races. He's across the 40. He's up to midfield. Breaks one tackle across the 40, to the 35, 30, and finally tackled at the 25-yard line. Huge play from Hunter Hobbs on the pass on the screen. And we got a whistle and a flag at about the 50-yard line. So we'll see if this one's going to come back and take up some of that massive gain there.
Great play call. Great play call there from the offensive coordinator. Timberlake pinned their ears down, went in, and almost one hand snagged that. Almost went over his head there. See what the penalty flag is, but if not.
That was a gain of 55 on the play, too. And it's coming back because they got a penalty on South Fremont, so that's going to be from the spot at the 50-yard line. And ball's going to be spotted at the 40, so they're going to get a gain there, though. Still 20 yards on the pickup. And the first down. So first down and 10, ball at their own 40-yard line now for South Fremont. 5:55 to play here in the third quarter. As quarterback's going to call out the signals. That's Johnson. He's going to hand off on the counter. Nothing doing. Swallowed under and a big loss on the play. The handoff went to Stoddard and went for a -6, maybe 7 yards on the play.
Seen the counter play not work. They're blown up. Timberlake's defensive line has been firing out, which I think is why that screenplay works so well. I wouldn't be surprised to see the coach go back to it at some point, but great stop there by Timberlake.
That was Holbert, the sophomore defensive end, on the negative on the tackle for loss.
Seen a lot of young guys step up tonight. It's a good thing to see in week 1.
He's been everywhere tonight. He's been a stalwart on the defensive front for the Tigers. So Johnson in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver up top to the left. He's going to drop back to pass. The left, he slings it. He's got a man and overshoots his intended receiver, Stoddard, incomplete.
Great defense there. Stoddard was double covered, and good choice there by the quarterback. Just send it where no one can get it and live to play another down here.
That's a one of those balls. It's like, if it hits, sweet, right? You get a big play. If it, the worst thing that happens, incompletion. So, not a bad play call there, and not a bad decision by the sophomore quarterback. So third down at 15. So 3rd and long, 2 receivers to the right. Single back behind the quarterback. Johnson going to drop back once again. Pressure is on. And he dodges one defender, finally gets it back to the line of scrimmage and picks up a yard. That'll bring up 4th down and long. So what they get is a 55-yard gain negated with a penalty. Turns into a 20-yard gain. Now looking at a punt.
Crazy how the momentum shifts. One penalty changes the game, and as a head coach, you get frustrated at those ones, especially when it's behind the play. Just one of those frustrating penalties, but it happens here early in the season.
It was weird, when I stopped coaching, I stopped having hair loss. That's 4:20 left here to play in the third quarter, and back to kick is Johnson. Snap back, steps into it, puts a foot into it, and it's going to hit at the 35 and take a bit of a roll, and they're going to get it down probably about the 26-yard line, 27-yard line of the Tigers is where they're going to set up shop on offense.
See how Timberlake responds there after, driving down the field and getting a turnover on downs. We'll see how they come back on offense, and we'll see how South Fremont's linebackers just keep flying around tonight.
I want to thank Cornerstone Insurance Northwest, located in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a locally owned independent insurance brokerage, specializing in all forms of insurance from home and auto, commercial, and everything in between. With over 40 carriers to meet your needs, you can give them a call, 208-413-4536. Proud supporters of athletics and academics in North Idaho. As Menninger in the pistol, looking for play action. He's going to throw it out to the right side. He's got a man open and turns around and makes the catch. Great reception. He hits Jacob Yetter for a nice gain on first down. Takes a shot downfield down to the 41-yard line. Nice pickup there.
Really impressed with the throw there. We see the corner's head just running down through a back shoulder ball there, perfectly placed, and turns out to be a big play.
Gain of 34 on the play and a first down. So 3:50 and counting here in the third quarter. Timberlake across midfield into South Fremont territory. Snap to the quarterback, handoff, crisscross inside. Finally hits for about 4 on first down. Literally 2 handoffs took place in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was handoff to the tailback, who hands off to the slot back. Man, that's a risky play, too.
I
look at that one, I'm like, man, there's so many moving parts in there.
So many moving parts. Way South Fremont's been flying around. It's a risky call. If someone comes up and blows that up, it could be a fumble back there.
So Menninger in the pistol, single back behind him. Gets the snap straight ahead. Higgins, he picks up 4, and he gets dropped. That's going to be a nice little gain there on second down. I'll bring up third down and short. I say Higgins, I mean Hunter Higgins. Because we've seen Vaughn Higgins as well.
Vaughn Higgins, yeah. It's been the Higgins. That's who's been taking over for Timberlake here in the second half here. And we've seen a big pass play, and here they are back in here. We'll see how they do.
4 down territory. 3rd down and 3. Might open it up here, maybe take a shot. Who knows?
Quick screen to the outside, possibly.
Man in motion, handoff. And trying to get the corner, but can't, is number 30, Kenny Wells. He's going to be tackled for no gain, maybe a half a yard loss on the play. Now they got no gain on the play, so it's going to be 4th down and 3 as the clock continues to roll.
Another big 4th down here for Timberlake. 2-possession game. They're both running the ball heavy. It's a big play here.
So big backfield in for the Tigers, as well as you've got Higgins, both Higgins in the backfield right now. Tight end to the right side with a slot back. Single receiver to the left. Play action pass on 4th down. Brought down a snag by Vaughn Higgins. That's going to be close to the 1st down marker. We'll see where they spot the ball. That's a risky play call, and I think that they're going to give him the 1st down.
Risky play, Paul, that paid off. That was a great ball there.
No risk it, no biscuit there, huh?
Again, with that little underneath pass. Good coverage there. It was just caught, and he powered his way. It was really close with that one.
Rolled his way forward for the gain of 4 and the 1st down. So 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line of South Fremont. Timberlake driving. 1:23 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Inside handoff goes straight ahead from Vaughn Higgins. He's going to pick up maybe 3 on the play.
Now we're seeing that power attack from both teams, and Timberlake starting to pick it up, and maybe we're starting to see South Fremont,
We
get
saw
a little bit tired.
We saw the big play to start the second half, the kickoff return for the touchdown on the opening play of the half, and then, it's been all Timberlake really moving the ball down the field. So, other than the one big play negated on the penalty from South Fremont. So Mettinger in the pistol, 2 backs behind him. Hands off, counter play over to the right side. Hunter Higgins goes straight ahead, picks up about 6 on the play. He's going to be just short of the 1st down. So bring up 3rd down and short. Ball at the 21-yard line.
South Fremont's been very stout in these short situations, and I think it has to do a lot with that defensive line, how the linebackers are feeling really well tonight. Interested to see what play call. Last time we seen a short one, we seen a pass, but I'm assuming a run here.
As the snap goes back to Mettinger, hands off straight ahead. I believe that was Vaughn Higgins on the carry, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. Gain of 3 on the play.
That'll be the last play, 3rd.
And I think they're going to settle for the quarter. So it'll be a 4th quarter play when we come back. 18-6 the lead for South Fremont over Timberlake, but Timberlake driving. We'll be back in a minute here on IdahoSports.com.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
And we're back to start the final quarter of play. 12 minutes up on the clock as Timberlake's got the ball at the 19-yard line, driving on South Fremont. Nice little offensive drive here for the Tigers, putting this together and knocking on the door here in the red zone. As Mettinger in the pistol, going to drop back to pass. Goes down the left side. He's looking for a receiver. He's got a man in the end zone as it caught in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. I believe that was Yetter he was looking for.
Great ball there. Seeing the safety come over, put it only where the receiver get it in and out of the hands. Almost a big play again there for Timberlake.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown, too. That was a great throw from Mettinger, but that's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd down and 10. I'm not going to fault him for taking a shot there at all.
No, I bet South Fremont probably not expecting it with the run attack they've had this year in the second half.
So South Fremont, slight numbers, right? So this is where depth comes in. If there's a lack of depth, I mean, you're going to see conditioning issues maybe. I don't know, but a little bit tired there as the handoff goes straight ahead to Vaughn Higgins and a pickup of 2 on 2nd down, so bring up 3rd down and 8. Actually, you're getting 3 on the carry, so it'll be 2nd down and 8, 2nd down 7. Ball spot at the 15-yard line.
Interesting spot here for the Tigers. 3rd and
7.
Yeah, a little bit much for their run game, but maybe they go to a play action or maybe they try here and go with the 2 downs.
It's 4-down territory, absolutely. I don't think they're going to kick a field goal here, obviously. So Mettinger in the pistol, 2 backs behind him, single receiver to the far side is Yetter. And zone read. That was a nice little read option, but sniffed out. That was a great play from number 7, Colby Clark, to come out of his strong safety spot and tackle that one for no gain.
Great play there from number 7. If not, that was a big play waiting to happen right there.
That could have been 6 right there as Hunter Higgins had the angle on the alley going down the right sideline. And nice tackle there by Clark. They're going to give him a gain of 1 on the play, so bring up 4th down and 5, a long 5. Snap to Mettinger in the pistol. He's going to roll out to his left. Throws back shoulder looking for the post pattern. Couldn't find it. There may be a flag on the play. There may have been a cut block. We'll see. Did they chop that D tackle?
Might have seen a signal of a hold.
Either a hold or they're going to get a chop. But they're going to decline it regardless, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. So South Fremont's going to get the ball. You know, all that effort for, you know, nothing drawn out of the well.
And we were talking about Timberlake earlier, the bend not break, and South Fremont's been that way so far here in the second half. You know, Timberlake drove down twice, bend not breaking though.
So South Fremont with the ball on their own 12-yard line to get the things going here in the 4th quarter. 10:36 left to play in the ball game. I mean, you're going to see a long, methodical drive here as Johnson under center, turnaround handoff, Hobbs straight ahead. He's going to spin his way through a couple defenders and a pickup of 2. They'll bring up 2nd down. We may see a snap every 30 seconds in this one.
Definitely going to take their time here as Timberlake's down 2 possessions. No need to rush. Take your time.
As the clock continues to tick away, we're not going to see a snap until under 10. So Johnson under center. Split backs behind him. And snap, he's going to turn around and hand off straight ahead. Hunter Hobbs goes through one defender, through another. Sorry, is that number? Oh, that wasn't Hobbs. That was number 14.
Do have a flag on the play, though.
Or 44. That's a new running back into the game. That was Hadley Hill goes straight ahead for a huge gain.
Do have some laundry on the field.
Pickup of 22 on the carry, pending the penalty. They got a chop block on the play. So that will come back. That will kind of bite them in the ankle there. That's a play you don't want to have, you know.
Yeah, and it'll back them up inside the 10. Makes it really close. I was going to bring up as a play caller in this situation, you can take a shot here and really put the home run in, but now backed up inside your own 10, I don't know if that's an option.
Yeah, and Timberlake's going to bring the heat. Calling it right now, so it'll be 2nd down and long. So 2nd and about 14 now after the penalty. Negates the 22-yard gain. So Johnson's going to be in the pistol now. Single back behind him is Hobbs. 2 receivers to his right, single receiver to his left. He's going to drop back to pass. This quick screen underneath falls incomplete.
Oh, we got someone down.
Ooh, Johnson's in the end zone down. That was the quarterback.
He took a good shot there on that screenplay.
Totally legal. I mean, he was waiting until it was on the doorstep before he let go of it, just like you coach it. But, man, he ate one right in the legs. So 3rd down and 14 to go.
Tough kid. He's staying in the game, too. He hopped right back up for the ref to get over there and blow the whistle. Tough kid.
So 9:31 left as the clock stopped on the incompletion. South Fremont still with the lead, 18-6. Johnson's in the pistol. He's muff snap. It's on the ground. That might be Timberlake ball. We'll see. It looked like a Timberlake defender may have fell on that one, but maybe Johnson recovered. We'll see. And they're going to signal 4th down. So the center recovered the ball that was on the ground. That's going to be spotted at the 5-yard line. So they're going to be punting out of their end zone. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous territory.
Back to your point earlier, Timberlake likes to come on these kicks, and I would not expect anything less here for them to come.
So heels just inside of the back line for Johnson, the punter. High snap over his head, out of the back of the end zone for a safety. 2 free points right there. That makes a difference. That makes a big difference in this ball game.
It does, and especially on that kickoff, they have to punt it, which then we haven't seen amazing punts tonight, which is going to flip the field for Timberlake in a very close game here still.
Yeah, and you talk about teams that haven't been able to convert their point after attempt after touchdown, so that's like picking up your PAT. So now we're at a 10-point game. It's 18-8 on the safety, awaiting the free kick afterwards. Man, this is just building drama, right?
It's a good game. Both teams fighting very hard. You just see these early weak mistakes right now coming through, and it's making a difference. And right now it's coming really back to bite South Fremont. We've seen a 55-yard screenplay called back. We see a 22-yard run called back. And both of those right now have hurt them here in the second half. And those mistakes are keeping Timberlake here.
Yeah, it's keeping Timberlake. I mean, they could have slammed the door shut on this ballgame pretty much with those 2 big gains. Both those possessions could have easily turned into points. So Timberlake hanging in this ballgame and giving themselves a puncher's chance here with 8:55 left to play. So back deep to receive is Yetter for the Tigers. He's going to be right around the 40, 45-yard line. I think that's generous.
Yeah.
For the punts that we've seen from Johnson.
Wouldn't be surprised if we go to one of those second line guys there at the 50.
Oh, they're going to let Clark kick it. They're actually, I think they changed the rules, so you don't have to punt it now. You get a free kick it from the 20.
Okay.
So that's what it'll be. It's teed up and kicked from the 20 and puts his foot into it. Yetter's going to get a line drive right at the 42. He's coming across. He's already across midfield. One cut. Gets through another defender across the 45 and down to the 42-yard line. Great field position to start this drive for Timberlake.
Plenty of time for them to run anything in their offense as well. 10-point game, 8:49 left. You can still run the ball here. You don't got to go too quick. Plenty of time left.
I want to thank our sponsor, Mountain West Bank, at tonight's football game. After the game and the conclusion, we will have stats to wrap things up and your IdahoSports.com player of the game. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it, and we'll get it thrown out there on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at @NIdahoGameNight. And I will shout out to tonight's player of the game also on IdahoSports.com. They're going to give the shout out there as well. As the handoff fake play action, Mettinger looks for his receiver, throws into traffic. Lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Very lucky there.
That could have been a disaster.
Very. Seen a lot here with Timberlake. It's one read for the quarterback and let the ball rip, and that time great defense there, and it almost ended in a mistake there for the Tigers.
Yeah, and they're playing. I know they've got 2 safeties on the field, but they're almost playing like single high, just trying to dare them to throw the ball.
Yeah, definitely not loading the box anymore. They don't want that deep pass getting over their head this late in the game.
So they got 2 safeties on the field and can drop this corner back to about 10 yards. So generous respect as the handoff goes over the left side to Kenny Wells, who picks up a gain of 2 on the play. That looked like it was going to get a lot more, and finally tracked down from behind by Max Clark. Guess who?
He has been all over the place here for the Cougars defense.
So 8:22 and counting left in the ball game. 18-8 the lead. Two-possession ball game still as Mettinger in the pistol. Two backs behind him. He's going to hand off to Higgins straight ahead, met by a host of defenders. 1 yard gain on the play, maybe. Gets to the 39.5. We'll call it maybe the 39.
Big fourth down here for both teams. Wouldn't be surprised to see Timberlake go back to that play action pass where they have Vaughn Higgins going underneath there on the little 2 yard out.
Halftime score from Rexburg. Stansbury of Utah over Skyline at half, 47-35.
Wow. A lot of points there.
First one to 100 wins in that ball game.
Not like the defensive battle we got here.
So 4th and 7, Mettinger in the pistol, two backs behind him. He's going to roll play action pass. He's looking for a man. He's got Yetter out in the flat. Great catching out of bounds. Good enough for the first down. Gain of 12 on the play and the first down. Timberlake keeps things moving. That was a huge play on 4th and 7.
Huge play. Great ball placement there on that out route. Only where he can get it. Very risky throw, but, man, it was a great ball. And
high risk, high reward there. Ball to 28. How hard is that pass as a quarterback?
That's one of the hardest passes in the game. You got to put a rifle on it, and especially rolling out, to fling your wrist that hard and get it out there, it's definitely tough.
So Higgins goes straight ahead for gain of 1 on the play, maybe a yard and a half. We'll bring up second down. Short gain, if any, there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that deep out route that's a tough ball to throw, and that's a tougher thing to coach a kid to, like, have the guts to sling it out there. Mettinger hit Yetter on that out route, and that was a great play there for the first down. So Mettinger gets the snap, hands off inside. Higgins goes straight ahead. Nice gain there on the carry. Spins for an extra couple on the push and picks up about 6 on the play.
Third and manageable here for the Tigers. Probably going to see 2 more run plays out of them.
Clock continuing to run, but Timberlake has their full complement of timeouts, as does South Fremont. So 6 minutes left to play in the ball game. 3rd down and 4. No urgency here. They're not in a hurry at all.
Not at all. They're definitely taking their time.
So Mettinger in the pistol. Play action, pulls, and lucky that was not picked off as he threw over the head of Yetter, who was triple covered.
Yeah,
that was only a one-man route.
Yeah, we seen that they were running a man there. South Fremont was, and what ended up happening is the crosser is the guy was guarding the crosser ended up right where the slant was because they were playing man. They're playing man so far off that.
If you ran a corner route with your tight end off of that's a touchdown. I'm just saying, like, the offensive mindset of me. You know me because you played for me, but
yeah.
The Mad Hatter evil genius in me sees that. I'm going to run that same play and run the corner out from underneath. So Mettinger in the pistol, single back behind him. He's going to drop back to pass and throws. Ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Good push up front. Looks like it got tipped there by 61. That's a great play. Brings up a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that breaks up the 4th down play and the turnover on downs.
Again, we see South Fremont with a bend, not break. Timberlake has drove down here inside the 30 3 times this half, but just have not been able to put it in.
Stand your ground on defense, and there they are. So they're going to get the ball at the 21-yard line with 5:44 left to play. They can all but ice it here. I mean, 3 timeouts obviously for Timberlake, but you get a big drive here. I mean, it's all but academic with a 2-possession ball game. Snap back, counter play, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. Great play there by the Timberlake defense, tackling the slot back, coming across on the counter. That was number 15 on the carry, Raiden Whitmore for South Fremont. I want to see the praises of this quarterback, though. This sophomore kid from South Fremont Johnson is the real deal, man. Like, if he puts some polish on this kid, there's a lot there to work with, especially with the frame.
I agree. He's looking good. 133 yards passing tonight. Really been held low in the second half, but they've also had to lead him in running a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to help your stat line when you're able to control the ball running it. So Johnson in the pistol. Gets it, hands off. Hobbs straight ahead. Through one defender. Through another. Dodges another tackler. Still on his feet. 4-yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6. And a timeout from Timberlake. So there's their first timeout there of the second half. And I think we're going to do the same. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
And we're back here at Timberlake on a timeout. 4:55 left to play in the ball game here. South Fremont with the football, 18-8 the lead. We saw Timberlake get the ball back and put together a bit of a drive and then just stalled out for the second straight possession. And South Fremont bending a little bit on defense but not breaking.
Yeah, we're seeing the same thing we see in the first half. Both defense here have been stepping up. And that one kick return here at the beginning of the game has been the difference here in the second half.
Yeah, they didn't get that kick return for the touchdown to start the second half of play. I mean, we're looking at a very, very, very close ball game right now. So we're looking at maybe 10-8. As Johnson back to pass, has a receiver out in the flat on the left side, in and out of the hands of Stoddard.
That play looked like it would have broke for a touchdown there. He put his foot in the ground, had a blocker, one man to beat. Got to look it in first.
He was turning for more yardage before he completed that reception.
Those are always the hardest one for the receiver, wide open, ready to go. You know you got it in the bag, and oh, I looked away too soon.
So Johnson going to be back to punt now, 4th down and 5. That was a great play call on 3rd down and mid.
Also huge for Timberlake, though, his time doesn't run down.
So the kick goes up and short punt. It's going to hit on their side, on the South Fremont side, barely gets across midfield and goes out of bounds at the 49 of the Tigers. So Timberlake can't complain about field position in this ballgame.
No, can't complain about field position. They can't complain about the time there either. With South Fremont electing to pass incomplete, didn't take any time there often and forced them to use another timeout, which is huge here in this 2-possession game.
Yeah, so 4:41 left to play in the ballgame. Ball midfield. And 2 timeouts left for the Tigers, but a 2-possession game. So they need to get some quick hits here, which in this offense, when you're running a wing tee like this, that's hard to come by.
Interested to see what coach has in the playbook, if maybe it's expanded a little bit since I've seen him played here.
Yeah, so spread formation here, 2 receivers each side. Bettinger drops back, pressure's on. He's rolling to his left, and he gets swallowed under and sacked and dropped for a loss of 5 on the play as the clock continues to run.
Looks like they're starting to hurry up back up to the line here.
Yeah, they're going to have to get some urgency now as they're kind of discombobulated. Trips over to one side. Now they're switching back over, trips to the right.
Definitely tell this is not their usual formation. Definitely have them throw it out here in crunch time.
They are not a hurry-up offense, let's put it that way. It's Mettinger in the pistol. Single back behind him, trips to the right. Single receiver up top to the left. Drops back, pressure on again, coming right at his face. He's going to let it go, looking for a fade pattern down the left side, and almost caught. But a flag on the play. They might get pass interference there as a DB just didn't turn around.
No, almost a great catch there, too. I mean, a great ball with how tight the coverage was. Almost a catch.
That was intended for Jacob Valeries, the tight end, the senior.
And it does end up being a pass interference. They're huge for
Free
Timberlake.
first down, man. It was 2nd and 14. They're going to get are they going to give them the first on this one? Yeah, it's a gain of 15 yards and the first down. So ball on the 40-yard line of South Fremont. So free passage across midfield.
Clock stops as well, which is huge.
3:56 left to play in the ball game. Timberlake with the ball in the pistol. 2 backs behind Mettinger. He runs into his own back, drops back, passes out to the right side, flat. He's got his man Yetter through one tackler, through another, gets close to the 20-yard line, down to the 22-yard line. They're going to big first down there, pickup of 18 on the play.
Another great ball in the out route again. They love going back this play, and why not if he's going to keep completing it?
Yeah, so hurry-up offense on their set. 3:43 left to play here. Mettinger in the pistol, single back behind him, spread formation. He's going to drop back and looking for his receiver on the left side. That's Yetter again. He stays in bounds this time, a gain of 3 on the play, maybe 2. Gets to the 20. Clock continues to roll. 3:25 left to play.
Now we're seeing that urgency we were talking about earlier that they didn't have.
Ball's going to snap with 3:15. Mettinger drops back, looking for his man. Pulls it down, looks again in the middle of the field. Tip knocked away, almost picked. Nice defense there by Riker Simmons. But ball hits the turf, which stops the clock, luckily. 3:08 left to play for the Tigers. South Fremont pretty stout there. That linebacking core is just, I keep saying that, but we talk about the linebacking core all game, but the defensive front's been solid in the rush as well.
They have. They've been in his face all day, and he's made some good throws, but the pressure definitely got to him on that one.
So spread formation, balanced 2 receivers to each side. Yetter's the single receiver far out to the right, single back behind Mettinger in the pistol. He's going to drop back. He's looking for Matt pump fake. He lets it go. He's got Yetter open. Can he get the ball? He does. Touchdown! The fade route works. 22 yards and the touchdown. From Mettinger to Yetter. We got a ball game, folks.
And now we're starting to see those mistakes here early from South Fremont this half, and they're starting to add up. And with 3 minutes and a second left, this is a ball game. Anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, so 3:01 left to play, 18-14. South Fremont holding on to the lead. Timberlake got the touchdown. They're going to go for the PAT here. It's a 4-point game. This would make it a field goal difference. And we got the defender comes across to the neutral zone. And I think they're going to go for 2 here.
Looks like
Which
it.
I like. I like the play call because a field goal wins it if they get the 2-point conversion.
I agree.
That's a good call.
And, you know, when I was talking about Remember the Titans, we can talk about the longest yard. Maybe with the kicking issues, we can see an onside kick get recovered here.
Well, we talked about how big was that safety now. We talked about, like, it acted as a 2-point conversion, right? A de facto 2. Now if they can get the 2-point here, man, it's a 2-point ball game with a possession, 3:01 left. Here we go. So snap goes back. Mettinger stands off straight ahead. That was Higgins goes straight ahead, and he's close, but just shy. Nice defensive stand there from South Fremont. No good. It's going to be a 4-point game, so they got to get a touchdown to win, or South Fremont just has to run out the clock.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. Special teams.
2 timeouts left for the Tigers. They held on to their timeouts, and it's working into their favor now. I mean, if they're going to make a run out, they got to get a defensive stand here or a turnover.
Yeah.
We've seen the ball on the ground. Stranger things have happened. It's an odd-shaped ball that takes funny bounces, right? That's the game of football.
Yeah, we've seen the ball on the ground. We've seen some missed snaps by South Fremont too. This game is not over yet.
No, not in the slightest. The possibility of OT floats out there even just with the way things go. Like it's a weird game. It's a 4-point game. You could get a touchdown. I mean, we could get a recovery here on the onside kick and a touchdown, and then you could see. And then this is how it played out. Post falls Coeur d'Alene last year. It was the same thing. They got the recovery. Coeur d'Alene thinks they cinch it on the touchdown. Post falls gets the ball back with like a minute 5. Goes 80, wins the ball game going away. So stranger things have happened in the game of football.
Yeah, game of football. It is not over until zeros are on that clock in the 4th quarter. We've seen South Fremont with a big special teams play to start the half. Can Timberlake make one to end the half?
Man, and how dangerous, having that kick returner back there in Stoddard, that if you don't hit it, it's like, they've got a front line that can run too. That's the scary part. You've got Hobbs up there, and you've got, Simmons and Johnson and a few other kids that are in there. So it's Whitmore's in there too. So
wouldn't be surprised to see a push kick right down the middle as it's kind of open there.
It is. You could almost fair catch it as a defender. He does put his toe into it. He puts a big boot on that, kicks over the head and in the end zone for a touchback. Where'd that come from? Well, we saw him kick it down to the 1, so I can't say that. But smart play. I think keeping it out of the hands of Simmons and Stoddard is smart there.
2 timeouts left too, so you'll have time to have the ball back too, and especially with pinning them back here.
Well, the other thing that you run the risk of is if you go for the onside kick there and you don't get it, you're giving them, a short field.
And they punt it, and you're looking at your maybe 10-yard line, depending on how good the punt is.
Chestnut checkers, my friend.
Hey. Great call there from Timberlake, that's for sure.
So South Fremont, let's see what they can do. If they can ice this thing away, a couple first downs, get those timeouts out of the pocket, and they're hitting the bus back to St. Anthony with a victory. So Johnson in the pistol. He's going to hand off to – actually, he's going to keep it on the zone read. He goes through a defender and gets about 6 on the carry on first down. So I don't see them going to call a timeout here.
No, I don't think not
on first down. I think that if they call it, it's going to be on third.
Yeah. Good first pickup there, though, for them. They got about 4 yards to go here.
So the clock's going to continue to run. For some reason, it stopped, and I don't know why. And now they're signaling they're trying to count. It's running now. So second down and 4. Johnson under center. He's waiting for the back judge to raise his hand before he's going to snap that ball. If they get a stop here, they could get the ball back essentially without even burning a timeout. Hobbs goes straight ahead through one defender. He's going to be tackled just shy of the line to gain. Down to the 29. I think we finally got a timeout. And we do. So it's going to bring up third down and 1. And the timeout on the play. A little, what are you going to do? What am I going to do here from the coaching staff?
No doubt.
From both teams, Coach Amos and, the coaching staff from North Fremont. Coach Hill, Chad Hill, the head coach of the Cougars. So, and we talk about the drive. I mean, if you're going back tonight, that's such a long drive. I hate that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Idaho's a funny-shaped state. I love the state we live in. But travel from north to south,
it's rough.
You go through more of Montana than you do of Idaho.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So
interesting to see what the coach does here too. If he doesn't get it here on third down, does he make it 4-down territory, or does he punt that ball away?
That's a great point. I mean, you could run you could run. What's the coach down in Georgia that never punts?
Yeah, and I mean, you got 6'3", 210 Bryce Johnson. Do you just
go straight ahead,
sneak it right here? Yeah,
I think that's what they're going to do right here. Is they're going to line up, they're going to snap the ball, and they're going to sneak it straight ahead. Johnson's under center, 2 backs behind him. He's going to take it. He hits straight ahead and gets an awesome push and gets across the line to gain. That's going to be a first down. Pick up a 3 on the carry. So the clock's going to stop on the first down. Set the chains.
South Fremont picks up another first down here. That's probably going to do her.
Yeah, 1 timeout left in the game. That's pretty much it. I mean, if they get a first down here, the ball game's over.
Even if they don't, Timberlake will be with a very limited time left on the clock.
So the clock's running after the chains have been set. So 2 minutes to play. Johnson in the pistol. 2 backs around him. Handoff goes straight ahead. Hobbs, he's going to be met by a defender right at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for a gain of maybe a half yard. Guess who on the tackle? That was number 71, Jeremy Holbert, the sophomore. Kid's a stud.
He is. We've seen 66 from South Fremont, the linebacker, and 71 from Timberlake make tons of tackles all over the field tonight.
Yeah. I mean, as good as, obviously, we've seen Stoddard and with the ball for the Cougars, that linebacking core could be the players of the game for South Fremont, too. But, yeah, Stoddard's had a whale of a ball game. I mean, he's got a receiving touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown. So Johnson in the pistol, single back behind him, hands off to Hobbs straight ahead. And nice fake on the zone read. Johnson through one defender, stiff arms another, still on his feet, stays in bounds, fumbles at the end of the play, but is he down? They're going to say he was down at the 49-yard line. That could have almost been a disastrous turn of events.
Man, that brought me flashbacks to Moscow. I did the same thing, pulled it, got called down. Not going to say I was down, but I did get called down.
How was that thinking? Oh.
But that was a good call there. He was actually down. Both knees were down. It was a great call from the ref.
That ball came out. I mean, that's a 50-50,
It looked like Timberlake recovered it, too, right there.
Yeah, they had the ball at the 48-yard line. So first down at 10, 50, under a minute to play. This game's pretty much all but over. I mean, you're going to be able to take a knee here, get a timeout burn, and then take 2 more knees and pretty much academic. So a huge run from Bryce Johnson, the quarterback, on the zone read. Picks up about 21 on the play. And they're going to be able to take knees here as they're in the victory formation, snapping the ball. These are the ones you like, the -1, -2-yard carries right at the end of the game. As he takes a knee, and we get a quick timeout and a flag on the play at the end. A little extracurricular there at the end, and that's a knucklehead play that you don't want to see. And what was a good ball game. I mean, it's just a great football game. To start the season, 18-14, what's probably will likely be the final. But South Fremont hits the road, comes up to Timberlake, and they're taking knees now to wrap this one up. So 15 yards on the personal foul. I don't know what we're waiting for. The ambulances were going by. They're just going to call the game here. They're going to just go ahead and give them the victory, and they're shaking hands. And that's going to be the final. 18-14. South Fremont hits the road, takes a long road trip up to North Idaho, and defeats Timberlake on their home field. 18-14 in the opening game of the year for the Tigers. 2-0 for South Fremont heading into their game next week. Timberlake's going to be playing a tough stretch ahead. They've got a couple 4A games between Moscow and Lakeland. They're also going to be playing Shadle Park from Spokane. And a few other games coming up as well. So Tigers, keep an eye on them. They've got the one game at the end of the year, though. That's the important one against Bonners Ferry for the league championship. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with some final stats for you. The IdahoSports.com player of the game. Wrap things up here in Spirit Lake. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
And we're back here. Final. South Fremont comes up and gets the big victory over Timberlake, 18-14 in this 3A matchup of teams that have, had perennial appearances in the state playoffs, and they get another victory. South Fremont goes 2-0 over Timberlake in back-to-back years. So, congratulations to the Cougars. And Brandon, you've got their final stats of the game, and then we will announce our Idaho Sports Player game.
We see South Fremont end with a total of 238 total yards, 133 in the air from Bryce Johnson, and a touchdown. And we see 105 total yards and also a touchdown from Bryce Johnson. Then we see the big kick return there. That was the third touchdown of the game for them. Timberlake ended with 163 total yards passing and a touchdown interception. And we see 67 yards on the ground. So pretty even attack from both teams. Bryce Johnson and number 3,
Preston Stoddard.
Those guys really took it over, and we see Preston Stoddard's big play there.
Yeah, so what was his receiving for the game?
His receiving would have been 104 and a touchdown.
104 and a touchdown, and then he had an 86-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He is our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Congratulations to Preston Stoddard from South Fremont. A huge game. 2 touchdowns in this one. Both those scores were the difference in this one. So, congratulations to him. So, for Brandon Fury, myself, Ryan Skaggs, thank you for joining us this week. And keep an eye on our Twitter feed with IdahoSports.com. Our schedule changes every week on where we get to be, so keep your eye out on where we're going to be broadcasting next week here in North Idaho, and hopefully you can join us next week. And for Brandon and myself, South Fremont wins 18-14 over Timberlake, and thank you for joining us here on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.